Hi, I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amber.
Untitled Network. This is first in our, what's it called? The Monsterverse or something? Series, the 2014 Godzilla
I
movie, which
don't
was,
know if it's
I,
called that or
I
some
believe it is actually
bullshit.
called the Legendary Monster. I think that's
I
the
think that
name.
you're
Kind of
full of
like
shit.
the MCU,
I
Marvel
think you're
Cinematic
full of
Universe.
shit, right?
Hold on.
That's what you are.
Googling Legendary M Monsterverse.
Okay.
American
Yeah,
multimedia franchise and shared fictional universe with all these.
that's interesting to
Um,
know. How about that? Well,
yeah,
do something.
I didn't know that till just a couple of days ago when I was trying to find out the timeline order of all these movies. Just for the record,
I feel like I saw that in first.
I saw this movie, 2014 Godzilla movie. Like I went and saw it in theaters, and that was the only time I'd ever seen it. Who had never seen this
I
movie?
had never seen it, and it was so freaking good. I
Granted, it's
loved
been
it.
7 years. Spoilers. I mean, even though movie has been done 7 years, you hadn't seen it, so
Yeah.
possibility somebody watching this has not seen this movie. So spoilers from here on because I'm about to give two very, very big movie spoilers. The only two things that I remembered about this movie
Mm.
was the fact that Bryan Cranston, who they really marketed as the main character, was dead by the end of Act One.
And for those who may not know who that is, that's the dad from Malcolm in the Middle.
And he was also the lead in Breaking Bad.
Yes.
And
And I was like, hey, that's the dad from Malcolm in the Middle. And he was like, what?
people have also been lobbying for him to play Stan Lee in an autobiography.
I've never watched Breaking Bad, but he did really good in a serious role. Because that's all I know him from is
Oh
from
my god.
Malcolm in the Middle.
It was, yeah, Breaking Bad is 100% serious.
Yeah.
I've only seen maybe half a dozen episodes, but
Hmm.
it's a really um but yeah, also another one that we noticed, Elizabeth Olsen, Scarlet Witch herself is in this movie.
Yes.
And I did not know that until we were watching it, and I was, oh my god. Because I've heard a lot of people, you know, WandaVision is ongoing right now. We're between episodes 4 and 5, five released tomorrow as of this filming. And a lot of people are like, Scarlet Witch shouldn't get her own series. Elizabeth Olsen isn't that great. And there were a lot of people on there that were like naming off a lot of movies that I'd never heard of.
Hmm.
And nobody mentioned this one, or I would have remembered it. But they were
Hmm.
naming off a lot of, like those more independent art house movies, stuff like that, where they said that she has such a range.
Hmm.
She can do anything. She's
I
like,
believe that.
you
She
know,
seems like a very emotionally in actress.
yeah.
So,
So um, this movie was marketed as a Godzilla movie. Nobody really knew anything about it, and the big twist was that there were two other monsters. The movie was marketed as Godzilla stomping through the city and military
yeah,
fighting him.
the normal stuff,
And
you know.
I went into the movie theater expecting that
Hmm.
and got this, monster battle, and Godzilla was the good guy, and it was just,
Hmm.
it was,
Yeah, no, Godzilla's not always the bad guy. That's Godzilla, but like the way they marketed it made him look like the bad guy, but when
yeah,
you actually watch it, he's not. No, they talk about nature has
balance.
balance and pain, and was coming to fix it. Great. Hi.
It's pretty cool because at the end of the movie, held is like going
Yeah,
back to the
everyone was
ocean.
cheering when he woke up. I mean, because he was exhausted from battle, so he basically passed out in the rubble of the city. And
Everybody's like
we
watching
we
him.
see our characters, tonight, um, Brody and wife and child finally all reunited together. They show him on the big screen waking up, and everybody's cheering. Goes in the ocean and swims away. Like,
Now, these I don't want to like go explaining too heavy and like just besides the fact that at the very beginning of the movie, Bryan Cranston's wife dies in an accident caused by these things, like some of the stuff they were causing seismic activity. And
Yes.
it jumps forward to 50 years later. And raised his son. He's in the Navy now, and they're basically just it jumps ahead the same
He's
stuff.
convinced that, there was something.
Yeah,
It was more than just a nuclear accident. Um,
he was
and
right.
he was right. It was the monsters, they needed the radiation to kind of grow and breed, you know. That was the big plot point. That was the twist, was there was more than one. They discovered one and they thought it was dormant. And it wasn't. It was waiting for a mate. That was one of the big plot twists.
Yeah, and that was kind of reminded me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a fan of any kind of monster movie. I really
Oh,
enjoyed
I
that.
did. I know a lot of people talk crap about that movie. Ah,
Really quick. Have you seen the other ones?
I have seen Cloverfield.
Yeah, I watched it and it was pretty good because it had
I
John
enjoyed
Goodman in
it
it.
too. A lot of people talked crap about it, and
And
I was like, that was
then
really good.
on Netflix they also have the Cloverfield Paradox,
I have not watched that
which,
yet.
in my opinion, is a sucky movie, but the last like 4 minutes seems it's one of those movies,
Okay, yeah.
Like the movie's probably like a 7 out of 10, but it would have been like a 3 out of 10, but the last 2 minutes,
Last minutes.
I'm
yawning, sorry.
But anyway, back to Godzilla. Yeah, and Godzilla ends up fighting, and there's like a good monster element. This movie had a really good balanced monster and human element. They were
It
balanced
did.
really
I
well.
was really impressed with that because, said I was gonna watch King of Monsters. I didn't know anything, but the plot with humans are so in depth. I didn't know what was going on,
Yeah.
and so I was like, "Well, shit, I can't watch this. I gotta." I mean, I didn't know there was movies before this. I have to watch them.
And yeah, Godzilla was the first one. Let me look in here real quick. The Legendary Monsterverse, and we'll kind of name these out in order, just where you can kind of get an idea where we're going with it. It was Godzilla, what we just watched. The next one was released 3 years later, Kong Skull Island.
Yes.
Then Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Mm.
And now March 31st, getting ready to come up here in just over a month and a half, Godzilla vs. Kong. Both in theater. Max. Have that. We will be doing a review.
I'm so excited.
So we've got the next 7 weeks or so.
Watch the other two.
Yeah, to watch the other two movies.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. We'll be mixing that up with our. So yeah, I mean, Godzilla ends up winning. Oh, the other thing that I remembered besides the Bryan Cranston dying at the beginning is the final kill, where Godzilla grabs the one and breathes fire into its throat and then tears his head off.
God, that was so awesome.
Me and my son were watching that. This was 7 years ago, so he would have been probably 12 or 13. And
I bet he thought that was cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
We were watching the movie, I mean, it was still good. And then at the very end, he was like, "Oh my God, that was awesome." But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's like really the two main things I remembered about the movie, and I was so looking forward to it.
Do you have a favorite part?
Oh yeah, the finishing
ending?
kill, yeah. The
That
kill
was really good, but you know what my favorite part is?
What?
Brody's in the city, and just like blew up the eggs.
Yeah.
Across Godzilla. Godzilla's like kind of struggling. Opens his eye and he looks at him. I love that because at that moment, Godzilla's.
Yeah.
And I love those moments in monster movies. They happen quite a bit. And there's an artist that I know that does like oil paint, watercolors. I've seen real fun. Um, but where I got the vampire.
Okay.
where, light for the and I just love that. I love it when the human favorite.
And
It gives them credit as an actual living.
Yeah. Prop.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that. And everybody seemed to really be on his side, at that point. That was pretty cool. I mean, hell, he probably didn't even realize it, but
I don't know. I mean, in that moment, maybe he did, though.
Maybe.
Love
it, though. The whole movie from start to finish was fantastic.
It really was. Like, they hit it hard. It wasn't a slow burn. Like, within the first 10 minutes, I was just like, okay, this is a great movie.
And,
I was hooked.
It bothers me because I remembered this slow burn. I don't know
But
why.
It wasn't.
Very strange because it's like hard hitting from the very first 2 minutes of the movie. Like, so much had happened, like you were saying, in the first 15. Holy crap. Yeah, this right here's the actual DVD we got all today from Amazon. This movie, seriously, like for real, if you haven't seen this movie, best way to get this movie was less than $4. And I'm sure
it's not streaming anywhere unless you want that much.
Yeah, you're gonna rent it digitally for that much. Then you can have the actual DVD that you watch forever. Now, granted, it's not like super high def or anything, but I didn't feel anything.
No, it was still really good.
This movie was very well presented in probably a 720. But yeah, that's a deep affair.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 9.
What I give it is not like I don't know.
This movie's not going to make my top 10 favorite movies of all time list, but they did a good job.
But I'm with you on that. It's like not in my top 10, but it's something I could watch over again.
Yeah.
And still probably be just as engrossed.
Exactly. It's not a perfect movie, and it's not, I'm going to make quarterly view or anything like that, but
If I want something, I can just halfway pick. Kind of hang.
yeah.
A
good background. You'll always be half paying attention. Well, yeah, this is our first one. The next one's going to be on Skull Island. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's going to be very interesting. That is on HBO Max, and we'll probably be reviewing that sooner rather than later. And sure to check those out. We've kind of slowed down on those last few days, but better than. All right, I guess that's it for this one.
Yes.
All right, I'm Lonnie.
I'm
We're Untitled Nerd Network. This has been our review of the 2000 Godzilla film, first in